Okay.
So they were trying to get last minute practice in on the 2v2 maps.
Oh, gotcha. All right, what's up, everyone? It's Frank here with another episode of Stormgate Crashers. Here we've got the cool colors, which is Kezic and Albino. Here we've got the warm colors, which is going to be Tebow and Weavers are cool. And allegedly, this is supposed to be a little bit higher gameplay than the Spooky Boneyard map that we just casted. But I will be the judge of that. I think it'll be a tall order to beat the Spooky Boneyard map, just because the zombies added an extra element to it, and like seeing massive ball like armies, especially with 4 players on the map clash together, it always ends up looking pretty cool.
Now, talking about the players real quick, I do know that Weavers are cool is also known as Yoru in the Discord. Tebow, I think I've seen his name before, but I can't vouch for high-level, low-level player, etc. And I know that Albino, well, we cast a 2v2, he's a very, very high-level player. So I think we will see a pretty good standard of play overall. And I'm just kind of interested overall because this is the first Celestial I've seen in 2v2, I think.
Yeah, same for me. I haven't seen a Celestial in a 2v2 yet. I'm wondering, I always thought that the best synergy for a Celestial would be a Vanguard player, just because they have so many mechanical units that they can, repair-o-matic everything forever, and like a Celestial building will just never die. Is it? Okay, so it only got tickled by the slime there, but you can still see a little bit of the void right there in that.
Oh yeah,
right there. So yeah, I think it's
I'd never seen that before.
I think it's just purely percentage based. But that actually, I will say my second favorite visual effect so far in Stormgate has to be when the Arc ship techs up and it gets that like glowy halo around it. That's pretty sick.
I think it's just a little bit bigger too.
Yeah. Did you guys ever play Dead Space or Dead Space 2?
I did not. No.
Okay, so it's a horror. There's the sound effect.
Twitch
We're about to go into ad time again. Sorry, guys. Anyway, it's a third-person shooter. Very, very terrifying. But there's an enemy that looks like almost identical to the Fiend, and I'm a huge fan exactly for that reason. A couple of these oozes get Actually, I saw a strategy. I think it was just in a 1v1, but where someone would like use their scout or use a random Fiend to or no, it was a scout that like would get chased away by something, and the scout would just like nibble on some of these higher tier camps, so that way that whatever was following him would keep on getting chipped away, and it would like turn around and try and fight, but the army wasn't so like big enough, and then suddenly that army didn't have enough health to actually contest camps, so it would have to go home and be like, all right, I guess we'll heal, or I have to build more units. It was like such a small little simple thing to do, but that it threw a wrench in some pretty big plans.
I don't know how much 1v1 you've played, Frank, but like I've kind of, especially in the early days when people hadn't really stratified into their tiers yet, or later on now you have like just matchmaking kind of throws you against whoever's on. But when you go out creeping early and you really try and push the limits in terms of like what you can do and how much money you can make early, and you're against a good player who really knows how to control dogs, it is the most terrifying thing, some of the tricks that they can do with creep camps just to grief you and make it harder to creep.
It's giga annoying, but like it is, I think that like, as weird as it is to say, like dog micro is one of the best like skill expression things that I've seen in the game so far.
Absolutely.
Right. So this Sovereign's Watch is about to run out, and more Argents is better than less Argents, but they've already run out of energy, so they're shooting their water balloons at each other. And there's a power bank over here that's going to help recharge all these Argents, but not that it matters because we see the reinforcing Gauns from the east here, and I think this little Celestial outpost is going to be in big trouble. Wait, is this the Celestial main, basically? Like,
no, that can't be.
He's back there. Okay. So he can lose this and not lose everything, but it's going to be quite a loss. Double Sovereign's Watch going down just to shoot all these units away, but that's quite a ball of ranged units. That's yeah, and actually facing against another Celestial player in a 2v2 makes me think that it would be there'd be a lot of anti-air focus in army compositions.
Especially because of how strong the Scythes are in particular. Like, that's a problem unit in every matchup.
Yeah, it really is. Was there something discovered recently about Scythes where they're, when their shield is activated, doesn't it get activated multiple times under certain conditions? I forgot what it was.
I'm not
Like,
sure.
I think there was some unintended mechanic that happened. Oh, was that a Nightfall infestation that got all these?
No, that's Plague Axes has been researched here. Albino has Plague Axes up.
All right, so he's going to start pushing. He's going to start saying, hey, get out of my friend's apartment. You stayed here too long. You're a bit of a moocher, and you eat all the pizza, and you eat all the food that is yours. But I think this is... I don't... Yeah.
It's going to be a little rough. He doesn't have the power to...
No,
yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah, and only one power bank. I think he needs to run by these power banks right here just to recharge his Argents. But, man, yeah, with fewer numbers, you don't want to be the guy in the choke. But hanging on to that health camp is actually really cool.
I love this positioning here from kezic. Like, I've been in this situation before where you just kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed at like how annoying and how samurai-like all the other players in the lobby are playing. But kezic is being super, super composed here, even when he has this tiny ball of units and like is behind.
Yeah. Oh, and the Purify goes
Purify?
down. The defensive Purify to make sure that none of his Argents get turned into Fiends is a really cool move. And yeah, okay, so we see the Argent numbers finally coming back up for kezic. And yeah, I think kezic and Albino are going to hold right here. They do. The Tebow Weavers, they just go home. They go like, all right, well, this is not worth my time. I think I'll go farm creep camps or something, which is great because now Team Cool Colors gets a little bit of a chance to breathe. They can tech up, they can increase their army numbers, and they can finally like establish themselves on the map a little bit and not be so worried about losing this first quote-unquote expansion. I don't know how to like, yeah, this like halo over the arc.
Oh, that is super cool. It's like a eclipse, like a black hole eclipse or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's super cool.
All right, a couple of these power banks look like they're going to be in trouble from kezic. I think focusing down the power banks is more important.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that, like, I think in this game in particular, like in Stormgate, it is 100% the right move every single time to go after a supply building over a production building.
Yeah. Against Celestials anyway. I'm not... Well, I guess against everything. Being supply blocked sucks.
And it is so punishing, even against, like, Vanguard is probably the race that is least punished by being supply blocked. But every single race in this game hates it so much, and it's so easy to snipe a supply building.
Yeah, yeah, they're such low health. I will say the oh man, the overkill. Someone brought up the suggestion that if an Argent fires a charged shot, but it's an overkill shot, that they should have that energy refunded. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. What do you think, Malix?
I'm not the biggest fan of that idea, because one of the things, like, I think that overkill in an RTS is a good thing for playability and a bad thing for, like, the way the feel of the game. But I'm much more of a fan of, like, making it be something that, like, plays in an interactive and dynamic way than about it just feeling good. Oh my god, this pincer. I think Albino's going to get away with that, though, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're circling around to the left. They're circling around. He's going to get the sandwich in.
Yeah, he does.
Look at this.
He does get... Oh, that was a decent connection with the Nightfall Infestation, but you're right. The grilled cheese sandwich of Monster is just not going to be it. Yeah, this is the Weavers. It almost feels like Cool Colors never really got up into the higher tech stuff, but it didn't really matter. This game overall just stuck with, like, it was just Argent Gaunt Brute. Yeah, this is the first Saber and like the first couple of Weavers that we've seen. But that was a good match. Thanks for the replay, Kezic.
It is not over, by the way.
He called GG, but he's not. It's not over. No.
That was an accidental GG. That was meant to be a move here. If I recall.
It was
Yep.
I still think that this is definitely feeling really good for Warm Colors, but like if you look at the army composition and everything, even off creep, he doesn't have the energy to purify again. He's out of energy here already anyways, and these Gaunts have Reaper Rush, so they're just gonna chase this down. Look at the connect! Oh, the Purify, he had just enough energy.
That was quick thinking. I like that. That was so cool. That was a cool little back and forth there.
Yomu from the high ground has the Gaunts here to reinforce, but they're all choking right on the ramp, actually. This is looking a little bit rough to defend.
Yeah, I don't know that Cool Colors wants to stay on that ramp, but I think they do have units, and if they move forward, they can still maintain that DPS density as if they had a nice mark. But we see some of these Argents in the back line just kind of derping around, and I think they've overstayed their welcome. Yeah, it's time to go home, boys. Wrap it up. You've done your damage. You got a couple of infested Argents earlier, but time to go home and call it a day. Or you're
gonna
just fighting
try and retake this engagement here. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
They got the extra energy from the purification, so like, oh, this is when you have all these range units.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The
And they also have the Bruiser in the back on the Luminite camp, who was putting some serious damage onto the Worm Collars as well.
Genius.
Like, that's one of the things that I think is so underexplored, is like forcing engagements on a camp.
Yeah.
Because that damage will add up quickly.
Yeah.
When I play Celestial, I really like to Evolution Catalyst a camp on top of the enemy army, so they'll accidentally splash damage it.
Wait. What?
Yeah, it respawns camps too.
Yeah, it can respawn a camp.
And it works against Gaunts, it works against, like, Magmadons, anything that just deals extra damage. And if you get it late in the game when those camps are actually nasty, it's a big deal.
That's strong. I never even thought about that. That's crafty. Okay, we do see an Animancer coming down to give the to make the funny Axemen invisible.
They did get a decent Dark Prophecy out, but there's now Wormcolor Animancer as well. The Animancer can get sniped.
Oof.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Loss. Yeah. I am so glad I didn't exit this game after that inadvertent GG. I was like, all right, yeah, this is kind of cool. But now that we see like higher tech units like the Animancer and okay, is this a real GG?
I think this is the real GG now.
I think that's the real one. Man, and they swung it back and won it. Team Cool Colors taking it back. All right, Kezic, this went from being like a 5, like, all right, yeah, this is kind of cool. This was like a solid 7 or an 8 replay. Thanks for the submission. For those of you that don't know, StormgateCrashers is going to be our community, just random replay submissions. Doesn't have to be a tournament. It can be Bronze League. It can be Aspirant League. Doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Just feel free to submit them. Instructions on the Twitter. Thanks for stopping by.